that's going to lead us into our next thing, which is the King and Queen of the Ring that happened the following night over in Saudi Arabia. And I want to start it off with, hey, new champ, Liv Morgan, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it was. Now I've seen.
I like how they did it too, though. I wasn't expecting that angle, but when he came out, I told my son, I was like, "Yep, it's happening. It's happening."
Yeah. But yeah, what we come up with
sliding the chair.
Running. Oh,
that was Raw. I'm talking about this is the King and the Queen.
Sliding the chair. Well, I said in the group chat before, I said Dom is going to get involved because they had an interaction in the kickoff show where Dom saw Liv was like, "I want to make sure that you don't take Mommy's title." And I said, when I heard that, I was like, okay, he's going to get involved with trying to help Becky, but going to end up screwing it up and get and Liv is going to get it. So, congratulations, Liv. What I was about to say, and I'll let y'all repeat this. I've seen a lot of the Liv love on social media. Liv Morgan is okay, but I don't see it. That's just me. But I get it that she's been there and she's put her time in, but I don't see her as like championship material.
No, I mean, you gotta let people do their thing. I'm here for it. You gotta let people hold the chip to see what they can do. Does Liv need a little bit more work? Yeah, and stuff like that. But I'm digging her gimmick. I'm digging the revenge tour thing right now. It's a breath of fresh air. Go ahead, Steve.
And who else can really hold that at this moment? The story that they can tell and build from Liv will evolve into something totally, it'll evolve into something else. I think they did an outstanding job with Liv and telling this story. The only issue I had is, if you're supposed to be a heel, why are you crying every time you win? I don't get that. So, but anyway, yeah, I loved it. I love it. Go Liv.
I mean, people are, she still come down and I think she still kind of high five a few people, so I don't know what they do with her sometime with this thing, but I'm liking it because this is telling a story that we all like in wrestling, is the build up to when Mommy returns. And when Mommy's return, is this going to be a brand new Judgment Day? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we coming back with, let me see, I don't want to jump in front of myself. No. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But are we coming back with a brand new Judgment Day? What is it going to look like when Rhea comes back? And again, maybe she doesn't win the title right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? She could do a program with, you forgot, Lyra Valkyria. She's hot right now. They had some interaction with each other, with the fact that she wasn't there to help Becky when she got jumped by Damage Control. So, maybe that's going to be a program in between time until Mommy gets back. And so I'm here for it. I like it. The first time when Liv won, when she cashed in the thing, I was like, okay. But this time she looks different and she looks packaged different than it was then. Pause. So it's, she's good with it. She got the sex appeal. She can actually do pretty good where she ain't botching a whole lot of stuff in the ring. Let it build, man. Let it build.
This is what I think is going to happen, and everybody's kind of speculated this. So Liv claiming that she's going to take everything from Mommy. You can see how it's kind of, the Judgment Day is going to eventually split up, and I think what looks like it's going to happen is I can see Dom, Fan, and JD going with Liv. When Rhea comes back, Damon is the only one that's kind of still has Liv's back, because they are real like homies in real life. Like they grew up wrestling the indies together and stuff like that. So I can see him kind of still sticking up with her. And again, where they go with it, I don't know. But what I want to see is, and see, people have talked about this online, a Dom Mysterio on a pole match. So basically, you lock Dom up in pause. You lock Dom up in a like a shark cage or something, hang him above the ring. And here's the thing, I can see what I would play at if this was to happen. What I would do is, you still have the match. You would have Rhea win. It ain't gotta be a title match. It can just be custody of Dom. You know, you can have Rhea win, and then right when Dom goes in for the hug, Rhea kick him in the balls and like, look, even though I won the match, I don't want you. And it kind of, I think that'd be hilarious if they happen that way. So,
they can actually. I'm gonna go one level different than you. I'm gonna say she does win, and when he gets down, he pushes her away. He shuns her off and goes with Liv anyway.
Yeah. Well, either way, Dom is still gonna be the heel. I think this is definitely a Rhea babyface run.
Yeah, this is what it's going to be. So, we'll talk about that new, because I have my thoughts about the new Judgment Day and stuff. We'll talk about that when we get to Monday Night Raw. All hail Queen Nia.
Oh, it's time. It's time. I envision, again, this is wishful thinking, but I envision a King Booker type run with her as the queen, and she's trying to, create terror with her kingdom and everybody bowing to her. I want her to come down in the ring with it. When they carry the person, you got about 4 dudes, some NXT talents that ain't been on TV yet, and had them bring her down to the ring while she's sitting in the chair.
I think Joe available. I think he can go down. He carry her too.
Oh yeah. Joe would love that.
Yeah, he would love every minute of that actually.
So I know I'm jumping the gun, but I know this next, and I just wait.
Now you came off.
All right, I came off now. So, the king of the ring, my main man, Gunther. Now, what a freaking match! When I tell you, when them cats put it all out there, they put it out there. Is Orton really hurt legitimately? I don't know. He might have got a little banged up, a little tweaked or something, you know what I mean? But that was an amazing match. But I had one question, and it carried over to Raw. Can y'all answer it for me? Why, if this man is the king, he did not put that crown on his head?
Well, first of all, I don't think the crown fit, and I think they tried it on before the match and realized it won't fit his head. That's why he didn't put it on. But I can see almost very the total opposite of where I see Nia would literally have the crown, the cape, the scepter, everything. I don't think Gunther have anything. Gunther would have a suit on like he always been doing, and still would call himself king.
He would just carry it just like Lawler would, just carry the crown,
carry like that, or just carry carry like a belt almost. And so I don't think he would go over the top with the whole king gimmick. It's just that's just kind of a stepping stone to get him into the world title picture. Which now, with him and Cody being on separate shows, I hate to do Damon like this, but yeah, Damon about to drop that title.
Yeah, you got to. You have
to. He dropping it at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Because Drew will not win, because Punk gonna get into that. So we already know that's a SummerSlam match. Punk McIntyre. That's automatic.
Yeah, because we forget there is a match in between that time where Drew McIntyre will take on Damian Priest for the title. But yeah, I could definitely see CM Punk interfering. And what's gonna really be messed up is because that's in Drew's hometown too. Back in
I love it.
So it's gonna be
here for the Scotland screw job. I'm here for it. And that's gonna make SummerSlam that much it's just gonna be at a boiling point, and hopefully CM Punk doesn't hurt himself.
We hope.
So we talked about Nia. Now back to Nia. Bruh, is Lyra okay? Like that looked like that was.
Yeah.
Saw that, and I was like, I was getting ready to throw the eggs up. Like,
I want to give her some props. Laria Valkyria, what her name? Give her some props because she legitimately looked like she was really trying to pull Nia over, like she was struggling to get over. And I think they practiced this spot. They didn't practice too many times. Like I can see how many times you take her falling on her like that. But to pull it all your might, you realize you can't get it, and you go to try to adjust, and that's when Nia falls on you. And shout out to
Nia slipped a little bit because that was a lot of force on that.
But also, the tribute to Yokozuna when she crossed her arms, because you remember when Yoko used to do the little bonsai drop, he would cross his arm for the pin. That was a shout out to Yoko.
And he's Samoan too.
He's Samoan too. That's family. So yeah.
But the way she ran, the way she smushed that girl, she came down in just the right place. Cause it made me like, oh my goodness! I hope she didn't eat for a while before that happened. Cause oh my,
she went through all that shit right there in the ring.
Right. Yeah, she fell right on her stomach.
Dang.
We'll see though.
Yeah. So man, shout out. Go ahead.
One last thing about Nia, and I get it, she is a heel, but we all know what she's been through. Cause see, I think I heard somebody talk about this. How all the other superstars that got released went off to do something else, went to another company, or wrestled in independence, and then came back. Now I didn't. Now I just stayed at the hell of it. They'll call me when they need me. They'll call me. And so for that, going through that and what she did to get back in there, and what I'm getting at, even though she's a heel, I did like Triple H hugging her. That whole emotional, had my eyes sweating a little bit too. So but I liked it. People online was kind of criticizing a heel crying or a heel getting emotional in that situation, but I didn't
like the way she turned it around when she got the mic. She was like, she flipped it back and became heel just like that. I said that was freaking amazing.
Yeah, so like I said, taking the mic and basically saying, I know y'all ain't like this, and y'all really gonna hate me when I become women's champion. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, no, that was cool, but it's all right for them to she been through a lot with the company and stuff like that, and then to come back and the road that we're possibly going to possibly ended up her being the women's world champion on SmackDown. So man, shout out to it. I'm here for a good heel, and Nia does that. She checks every box when it comes to that. So here's to seeing what the WWE is going to have in store for her for the next 3 months, because it could be a whirlwind. To segue back into our boy King and General Gunther, that was a good match. Randy Orton, I said that earlier. I thought it was going to be something with the pending, when he pinned him and his shoulder being up. I was like, it's going to be some stuff with that. But they went on ahead and came out and squashed it.
Yeah, so I actually think I know Triple H said something about having a rematch. I don't know if they're gonna do that on Raw next week or what, but I guess it would. Well, see, here's the thing: Randy Orton's on SmackDown, so unless you make that one exception to bring
you can't run it back.
Okay, yeah, I'm not on a regular show. Maybe now.
I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna do it over there because he said Randy gonna take a couple weeks to get himself back together, and then they're gonna make the match. So I think it'll probably be over there.
So and I got to check the dates. So you got the one in Scotland, that's Clash at the Castle or whatever, but you also have something in Berlin, which I think that's the one that's like
Bash in Berlin.
And I think that's more of Gunther's territory in Germany. So I think so. Maybe it can go. Maybe it'll be there depending on how long Randy stays out.
Yeah, let me see the next week, because like I said, I wanted to try to do.
Because they ran like these international shows, they ran these things
back to back.
Well, almost in the same month of a major pay-per-view.
So this is what we're doing. So we just completed King and Queen of the Ring. NXT got Battleground coming up, and then it's Clash at the Castle. Money in the Bank is before SummerSlam.
Okay.
So that's going to be something that has to go on and stuff as well, because Money in the Bank is usually pretty decent, especially obviously, who's going to get the Money in the Bank, briefcase, who's the up and coming person that's going to get that. So, and then we got SummerSlam, and then Bash in Berlin is the next pay-per-view after SummerSlam.
Okay. Yeah. So 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Cause SummerSlam is in August. So yeah. I can see that. Randy wasn't taking a couple months off to kind of heal himself.
But then I'm like, what is they going to leave with the bloodline? Because now Kevin Owens is by itself. I don't know. Sami Zayn retains with some help from Otis by accident.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more about this on Raw, but I can't wait to Chad Gable and the Creed brothers beat the snot out of Otis because it's coming. It's gonna happen.
It was a good match though, like Bronson Reed being in the midst of that whole feud and stuff like that. I like how they left Bronson out of it, and he just this lone wolf that's, look, I got my own quest to become champion, and I could care less about this soap opera that you guys got going on and stuff like that. It was a pretty cool match. Sammy got a huge pop over there like he always does when he go over there. But it was a good match. Thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I was kind of in and out of it. I don't know what I was doing at the time, and it's funny because when the end of the match, when all the drama was happening with Sammy and Gable and Otis outside the ring, I was like, "Where's Bronson Reed?" And he like disappeared from the screen for like 10 minutes. Seemed like. But then once I guess Otis accidentally clothesline Chad Gable, then you see Sammy go in the ring, do the kick on Bronson and get the pin. So that's all I saw of the match. I forgot what I was doing, but I missed most of it. But what was supposed to happen happened, and we move on. So
yep. So shout out to Sammy still doing his thing with that, and let's kind of see where that continues to go. How long y'all think his reign will be?
I honestly think Gable will win and take it from him. Probably on a Raw or something. It'll be something simple.
Yeah, that's the question. I think Gable will eventually get it. The question is it a big enough match to put on a PLE? Like Sig said, as opposed to a Monday Night Raw. But when that happens, I think that's when you will see the full heel turn for Gable with probably other people. I wanted to be the Creed brothers. We don't know if that's gonna happen yet, but there's a lot of, again, we'll get to this when it comes to the whole soap opera with them. We talked about last night's Raw, but the way he's been treating Maxine and the way he's been treating Tozawa, yeah, they got to get their come ups too, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe they get to a point where they're sick of him so much that they attack Gable, and then the Creed brothers come to help Gable. Maybe that's how it works out. But so back to your question, I don't think Sami Zayn's title reign is going to be long. I'll say if not before then, by SummerSlam, we're gonna have a new champion.
Okay. The Women's Tag Championship, that was an impromptu tag match that formed from SmackDown the night before.
Yeah.
And of course,
they put it on the kickoff show, which some people didn't like, but at the end of the day, it's the impromptu. People wasn't expecting it, so it doesn't matter if it came on the pre-show or the actual show itself.
Yeah, and our girls won, and that's pretty much it.
Well, I will say this: I like the fact that they're incorporating tag team maneuvers and moves together. That little spot they did where Jay dropped the girl onto, now Bianca's on the ground with her feet up, dropped her feet, and Bianca kicked her up and almost into a suplex. I actually like that move. So yeah.
It was a finisher. Yeah, it was like that was a finisher, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. But I'm glad they're using a tag team finisher to finish matches as opposed to them individually doing their own moves. So.
Yeah, no, that makes the tag team thing look a little bit better instead of you. I'm gonna use my move this week, and you gonna use your move this week, or hey, you might get a small package to win one day. Who knows? So they retain their belts, and then last but not least, Cody retains in a pretty decent match with Logan Paul. What do you guys think about that one?
I've said it before. Logan Paul, if he wasn't such an asshole, I think I would like him a lot better. But I cannot knock his athletics, his athletic ability in that ring and able to pick up on those things. The spots where everybody's talking about is when he leapfrogged from the top rope to the table, It's the same spot he did on Roman Reigns. The difference is he used his cell phone almost like a selfie. They had a drone shot this time.
Yeah, that drone shot was sick. That drone shot was sick.
Yeah.
That drone shot was sick. They did that and stuff like that. So hey, and it was a good, like you said, like I can't really go back and just like see like, okay, this was bad and stuff like that. Like all of his matches and stuff like that, it may have been a spot or two, maybe, where you just like, I need to work on that. But the kid is gifted, man, and he put everything into what he's doing, and he put on the actual show. It could have been like, if we went so deep into it, we could be like, hey, he actually might win this. But you know, obviously we knew that wasn't gonna happen.
I could see that guy, if he actually went into this full time, I could see him being a world champion. I really could, because the boy is good. He is probably better than a lot of wrestlers that are full time, you know. So, and for him to have all of these big matches with class act wrestlers, man, you got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. The boy just cold, man. You don't have to like him, but you got to respect his art.
That's right. You got to respect it, and he's put in time to get better and be where he is, you know, holding that belt. So shout out to Logan Paul, man. Like you said, he's kind of cringy in some of the things he do, but not in that ring when it comes to, you know, doing the moves and doing what he's supposed to be, where he's supposed to be, and do what he's supposed to do. So yeah, pretty dope. All right, so that concludes, man, our WWE King and Queen of the Ring recap, which I thought was decent, you know, PLE, whatnot, and I give them give kudos for them to go ahead and let Becky drop their belt to Liv and stuff like that. That was my highlight of that pay-per-view. So